Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
Every Friday at 1 p.m. PST.
Boom. How's the audio, everybody?
Well, we did a little test stream and everything sounded fine there. So it should hopefully still sound fine here.
Yes.
Drew sent me a pic on the IG. A pic. Oh, because you're getting tattooed literally right this moment, Drew.
Yes, Drew is getting tattooed right now. That's like incredible.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow. That looks dope.
That's not a little tattoo.
Oh my gosh.
And
Shout out to
and you
the
also
tattooist who might be listening.
Got a UPS. That's cool. Yeah.
Kane, morning all, 7 a.m. in Australia. Best way to start the weekend.
Yay, from the future.
MCJ in the house. Also, we have a question. Do you know what Elbow Room is?
Oh, yeah. Like the place.
Yes, in Fort Lauderdale. It's world famous, apparently. Anyway, Kat, so excited I can join live.
Yes.
So happy you're here.
Glad
John
you could
is
catch
in the
us.
house. Hello, hello. Freddie is back. Hello. Rio Pel Room is here. Hello. Spiral Lab, hey. Can't believe I missed the last two of these. Happy to be back. It's good to have you here. Pete Breen, hello, hello. Audio Hotline is also in the house. Hey, everyone. Mike, yay, I remember.
Yay.
Hi. I've been loving all your photos of your, what are they called? The like figurines. They're really cool. I think I'm going to start live streaming again soon with a friend from my community.
That'll be awesome.
Great. And the audio is good. Just
Yay.
Kissa, hello, hello. All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 119.
There we are. Wow.
And today, are we going to dive right in? What are you going to do here?
Well,
Tom has a show and tell situation.
well, you know what? It's
happening.
the unseen side of YouTube. So it actually kind of fits in, even though it's gear related.
All right.
So we were looking back at some of our previous episodes, and there's things like, oh, here's comments, here's this. But we kind of wanted to focus on maybe just sort of things that you wouldn't expect when it comes to being like a YouTube creator. The unseen side, the stuff that either people wouldn't expect or stuff that nobody prepares you for.
Yeah.
When you're just like, I want to start a channel to do my thing.
No one tells you about these things, you know, and you kind of just have to like, I don't know, you go through it and you figure out how to navigate it all your own way.
Yes.
I feel like it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it'd just be an interesting discussion. But we were doing a pre-show live stream over on our Mighty Network community, and we started talking about gear a little bit.
Yes.
Because Heather, who never updates her setup.
I have not upgraded anything in my studio. I think since the Stream Deck.
She
so it's
doesn't
been like
want
2
to.
years.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a very intentional choice.
It's perfect exactly the way it is, and I can't tell you how meticulous I am with like I don't even vacuum under the couch because I don't want to move anything. Like the lights here, it's all like taped. Like I don't want anything to move.
Yeah, nothing moves. And she
It's
actually
just
ordered a new
perfect.
piece of gear
I did, and I'm nervous
that she's excited
because
about.
it requires
Very little, but it
finagling
requires some
with the
finagling.
with
Yeah.
the camera. Yeah,
But very little.
but it's this.
It's this right here.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Oops.
Oh, dun, 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 dun.
Which this is mine. It's the Elgato prompter, which
Yes.
Kat's here, so she has all these awesome videos on
This
it. You
is
should go
actually,
watch those.
Kat is the one I found out about it. I didn't even know about
Yeah,
it.
Elgato announced this a while ago. I pre-ordered it as soon as they announced it. It wasn't supposed to come till January, but it showed up last week, which is cool.
Mine's not coming for a month.
Yeah, because they're very popular. I mean, you can see kind of just how small, lightweight it is.
I mean, I think everyone here understands what I mean. But like Tom and I are looking at the camera, but we have to look over here
To
to
see the
check the
comments.
chat, the comments, you know, to monitor ourselves and all of that. There's a monitor here and there's a monitor over here. So it's really obvious when we're not looking at the camera. But this solves that problem because the camera goes right here in the back. Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
And then you've got a nice 9-inch display. And
Yeah, so it would just mirror on top of here so we can look at the chat while still looking at the camera.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I've been doing a couple podcast episodes with people lately, and literally it's that, because we have become so muscle memory trained to just talk to the camera.
I feel like I'm going to have to adjust because it's
gonna be
been
different.
years of looking at the lens.
Yeah, but when you're on a call with someone, especially if you're on like their stream or their podcast, and they're
I
over
just don't
here,
see them.
I know that they're there, but I don't see them, and so a lot of times I end up going through the whole hour or whatever,
And I
and it
don't
feels
even
like I
see
actually
them.
didn't get to talk to the person in the way I wanted to versus being able to just see them, in addition to having, of course, scripts and notes.
Yeah.
Um,
All the other.
sorry, I'm
practical
so
uses.
excited about this freaking prompter. This is the most exciting piece of gear I've purchased in a long time. The last time I was this excited about something, I was telling Heather, was the A10 Mini, because it took something so complex, made it so simple,
Yeah.
and made it affordable.
I feel like this is a thing that like everyone would have,
Yeah.
but it doesn't exist.
There's
so
probably
all,
one
like,
other thing coming out this month that I might be, maybe this month or next month or sooner, that I might be equally
I
as
actually
excited
know what
about.
it is.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But until then, this is my most excited thing.
So how much does this cost, Tom?
$280,
$280.
and it comes with a built-in
$280
screen.
bucks.
But here's the thing where they fix every problem with prompters that you have. Screen is built in, so there's no finagling with a display or a phone or a tablet or whatever. The screen is already designed to be used with this, so it is mirrored by default. So as soon as you plug this in, it looks correct. It's not
You don't have
backwards.
to flip
'Cause
anything.
you're
Yeah.
looking at a mirror when you're in there.
All of us know this because we've tried with our phones
It's
or
always
iPads, and
yeah.
it's like
Finding the good software is hard. It can work with basically any camera. It comes with really good software, both for prompting and for just using it as a display, and even mixing the two. So if you want to mix your text and your image or whatever, so you can use it for scripts, you can use it for video calls. It's basically just a second display on your computer, but it's also just one cable. There's one USB-C cable is it for both
That's
display and power. There's nothing else needed. It's incredibly.
I don't have any other.
It's
slots
incredibly
in
simple.
my
And mounting.
power bank thing.
There's mounts here on the bottom. It also comes with a bracket where you could rest your camera on it. Or, in my case, this is what I hadn't seen really talked about, was how you mount it on a lens. My camera sits on a tripod where I have a mic mounted on the tripod. And so it didn't fit if I tried to put the mount back here. So, because Elgato has got you covered,
Yeah.
it comes with basically every size step-up ring you could need. And so I just found the one that fit on my lens. Just screw this ring on here. Oi. See, now people are watching.
We're all
It's hard.
watching.
I'm
you,
so
Tom.
nervous.
Don't mess up.
I'm sweating. The only weird part, my camera has this handle on it, so it's a little funky. But then what you have, it also comes with a whole bunch of these little, well, not a whole bunch, a few of these little back plates. So
And honestly, you should. Like in my case, I would only need to do this once.
Yeah.
Because I would have it the whole time.
it comes with a few of these. So one is for a camera like mine with a lens. It comes with one that fits webcam, one that fits phone, one that's like not really fitted for anything, so you can fit whatever you want. That just screws on the back there. And what it does is it just has like a hook holder thing.
Yeah, you just
And so this
slap that
the
sucker
step-up ring is
over there.
metal. It's a little hard for me to fit on my camera's
Oh.
handle here, but basically that's it. And it just hangs there, and it's so lightweight. It's really not any heavier than like a matte box for your camera would normally be. I was worried about putting too much pressure on the mount for
on
the
a
lens.
very nice lens. Yeah.
This is what it's designed for.
See, you see the lens. You just
there you
look
go.
there, but then obviously this monitor would be on, and so
Yeah, we would
you have the
see the-
yeah. It would look like
There's what we see now. The camera's in between two monitors.
yes, that's
go.
what we look at.
And now it's just a second display. So you just drag stuff to it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take up a display port. It doesn't take up an HDMI output. And for newer Macs that can only run one external display, since it's using USB, it uses this other thing called Display Link, which means it's not actually taking up a USB or a display thing. Like it's not actually
Right.
taxing your system as a second display. So it's very cool.
So we're very
So
excited.
anyway, I'm gonna go put this back officially on my tripod and everything. Watch how quickly I can do that.
All right, and while you do, Introvert Amateur is in the house. It's good to see you. Wife and both daughters are sleeping. Oh my gosh, Mr. Camera Junkie knows about the elbow room.
He does.
This is crazy. So it's like a legend. So he's
it's
back.
mounted on my tripod.
That's
Good
why
to
you
go
need
again.
other YouTube friends. I can't wait to get my prompter. Same. Yeah, December, I think 2nd through 7th, I think was my
They said
ATA.
January for me, and it came last week in October still.
Hey,
so
Richard.
it's 280.
280-ish, yeah.
Around
Should be
there.
like
Under
280.
300.
Yeah. Peter Lindgren, hello.
Hey.
Yes, 279 USD. Let's see. Hello. The software does need a little TLC, but I trust they were working on it.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured. It's still like the most usable teleprompter software I've ever used by a mile, and I figured like, okay, version 1.0, it's only
because
gonna
all
get
that
better.
stuff they can definitely work on at like the firmware updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just tools like that, Those like genuinely game-changing tools.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a USB-C into the display, but USB-A into the computer.
That's the cable it comes with, but you can do C to C because that's what I have on my Mac
Kane
Mini.
says, I wonder if you'll find the screen small. I had a Padcaster. You put your phone in and had to upgrade to a Glide Gear with an 11-inch monitor to feel like I could actually see.
I mean, 9 inches it's not a huge screen, but it's fine for this kind of thing. And the thing that I wouldn't, this is
I guess it depends on your use case. Because like if you're trying to read, maybe you'd have to like, magnify and increase your scale.
I was watching Harris Heller's review on it, and one of the things he said was like, he was talking about a bigger screen because he was like, this is a prompter that happens to have a screen built into it. What if we had a screen that happened to have a camera in it, like a full-size display almost, but with the thing in there.
Oh, that's funny.
Where it's like the camera's almost a secondary thing, and so it fits into your setup as a regular screen, and your camera goes behind it, which would be really cool. But for this kind of situation, at least in my setup and probably yours too, a bigger screen would be too much of a nightmare to like maneuver.
Well, because the way that I would use it are like Zoom calls and live streams. And in that case, I'm only looking at either myself, like monitoring myself and what the stream is seeing, or the people on the Zoom call. So it doesn't need to be like big. And I don't think I'll ever use it for, what is it called? For
scripts?
like, yeah, because
I
I
definitely will.
can't. See, Tom could do it because I don't know, you have that comfort where you don't sound like you're reading. But for me, I can't.
I'm reading off a prompter right now.
Yeah, all the puns are on a prompter. Since the screen is included, the price is reasonable. I have one without where you put your phone on it. It costs me about $100.
Yeah. And then if you were to buy a separate monitor, it's probably another $200, $300 there. And then you got to like make them work together, and then you got to power the screen and connect it.
I think you already answered this. Hey, Charlotte.
How it counts it's the display link thing. It doesn't count as a display.
And you can adjust the brightness.
The screen is too bright. Like I had to turn it down. It's really, really bright. The only thing is it's not.
Hey, Chip.
I need to like color match it to my display. It's like more of a cooler color temperature.
Yeah, see this, because that's the first thing I tested. Was like I came in here, Tom was in his room, and we did a Zoom call, and I was like, could you tell that I'm looking at like the time in the top right corner, or the Apple icon in the top left corner, or like, could you see my thing? And you couldn't really tell. I could tell because we knew I was looking for it, but like I don't think.
Well, it's also when you're reading scripts, if you're reading on a big screen, you can see the eyes moving back and forth a lot. So even on my old prompter, which could have like a big screen or an iPad on it, if I ever did use it for scripts, I would use my phone because the phone is so small. It's barely any bigger than the camera lens. So even if I'm looking from one side to the other, you
couldn't tell.
I'm still like looking at the camera lens.
Yeah.
But that was just the software is a pain to use.
Freddie would buy the prompter, but just bought the Sony 7200.
That's a good purchase too, though. It's a little more expensive.
If you figure out how to adjust the color, tell me.
Yeah, that's my. I was using my like spider calibrator thing.
I know. I walked in and I was like, oh, he's trying to calibrate.
Yeah, but I couldn't get it dialed in the way I want. I just want just give me a slider to control like color temperature. That's it.
I've been thinking about teleprompter for a while. I just don't want another piece of tech to set up. I already got sent up entire room for every video.
Yeah, this one is so simple though that it's the unobtrusiveness. If you actually need a prompter.
Well, yeah, I think for me it's ideal because I never move my camera. You use your camera to like film outside. But you saw how easy
it is to take it on and off, and that's it. Like it's 2 seconds. And it's done.
I for everything else, like if I needed a camera outside of my room, I would go grab another camera. This is like this one.
That camera's not been off the tripod in years.
No, I know. This is a point of pride at this point.
So that is, I know that was sort of a diversion from our topic, but that was talking about unseen. The prompter is unseen because it's a one-way mirror there, and that is tools like that make YouTube really helpful. But as we were talking about at the beginning, the things about like being on YouTube and that no one really prepares you for. It's everything from dealing with people to working with brands to figuring out your own way of doing things. It can be really difficult and really confusing.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about.
Great segue, Tom. So I came up with this topic. And I can't remember like why I thought of it. Tom and I always share any interesting comments that we get on each other's channels. And I felt like, I got a comment this morning. Well, see, this is why it's weird. It's not a bad thing. It's just I don't think people realize that this is something that happens. So on this channel, my vlog channel, there is a video where I proposed to Tom. I asked Tom to marry me. And if you watch to the end, you'll see Tom propose to me.
Yeah, she made the video for me, not on YouTube, and then afterwards, you uploaded it.
Yeah, after But so that video is from 2019. This morning, 6 hours ago, I got a comment that said, "Bro, what even? This is so cool and so heartwarming. Sorry, I'm 4 years late."
Oh, top of the morning podcast.
Do you know this person?
Yeah. I was like, who's that? Oh, okay. At first, I said bro, and I thought it said boo, and I was like, I don't know someone booing or engaging.
No. It's a wonderful comment, but it's also like I think it's one of the interesting things is that people can watch your life from 4 years ago, from 6 years ago, from 10 years ago, whatever your oldest YouTube video is. And I have like forgotten a lot of that. And then, I'll just be going about my day, check the comments, and it's like, oh yeah. I had a couple people watch some of my like, vlogs from the first week of me doing YouTube. And it's like, oh my gosh. I almost felt a little bit of a cringe because I haven't seen some of those videos in a while. I'm like, did I say anything? Like, should this still be up? I don't know.
That's how I felt. And I got a very heartfelt comment on like one of my first videos.
Oh, you should share
this very
that
week. And yeah, I actually shared it on the podcast episode I just recorded. So yeah, my podcast on
there
Monday.
You go. Stay tuned.
But it's a video from 6.5 years ago.
This was it was when Tom was. I guess it's daily vlogging. Yeah.
Was it? It was a daily vlog. Yeah. And it's literally the video itself. After 6.5 years, has like 200 views, and it's just text on screen. Like it's not even a voiceover. It's just text on screen.
Oh, really? You're not even like in it?
I'm not in it at all. Yeah. But it's sort of just explaining. It's almost like why I wanted to start a channel and how it tied into a sense of not belonging and finding a belonging and finding all this kind of stuff. And it's not at all related to my channel now. Like if you watch my GoPro video from yesterday, you're not going to be like, oh, obviously it's the same channel. And I had thought about like, should I private those? Should I unlist those? Because I think any YouTube coach would say like, well, that's not a consistent. You're not creating a consistent experience or package for a viewer. But I like that the whole thing is there. I like that someone can go back and see
the evolution.
Yeah, before I even knew what the channel was. They can see it. And clearly this person, they found one of the recent videos. And because they saw posters on the wall for the Aquabats that they liked, they were like, who is this person? And they kind of dug a little deeper and then found a video that, like, they said in a good way, left them in tears because it just connected with them at the time that they needed it to. And it's like, that was from 6.5 years ago.
And I think you said these words to me. You said something about like, it's like getting in a time machine, because it's like that person who made that video whenever it was 6 years ago is making an impact on somebody in 2023. And it's like, that video can connect these two different people, who are going through the same thing, even though it's different places, different times, but it can still have an impact. And obviously as you are reading that, it's like, oh yeah, that video, oh, this is how someone feels about it, this is like how someone's reaction today.
It's like that movie
when you make a video, you're not like 6 years ago somebody's gonna have like this reaction.
It's like that Sandra Bullock Keanu Reeves movie with the time traveling mailbox where they like,
oh, the lake house.
That's like what the YouTube comment section is.
Oh my god, that's funny.
But so those are cool things that like you don't necessarily expect. And then of course, we've talked about negative comments a lot and how to deal
oh my
with
god,
those.
I was just talking about you.
In a good way.
I was just talking about you. I was saying how you found our proposal video. Thank you for the comment. That was very sweet. But yeah, it's like I got a comment on my tutorial channel about like, oh, why is this video called this when you don't even talk about this? And I was like, that video is for so I don't even remember what I talked about. I was like, do I have to rewatch this? And I'm also like, is this even still does the YouTube studio still look like this?
Oh my
like,
gosh.
why are you
Yeah. You know, speaking of, I just talked about how Elgato is so simple and stuff. A video I made like 5 years ago is how to convert VHS tapes to digital.
Oh my god, this one really
This is
brings
still
out
one of
interesting people.
It's probably the most eclectic comment section of any of my videos. It's one of my most popular videos I've ever made. And it's using the Elgato video converter, which is a thing you can plug like a VCR, an old camcorder into, and then it just takes it, makes it a USB source on your computer. It comes with its own software to let you just record the tapes into your computer and then digitize them. So it's like, it's a great way to save old tapes, convert stuff, video, talk about it. I get it's a very strange comment section, but the normal comments that I get are usually people going like, oh my gosh, thanks, I need to do this. I didn't even know where to begin. A lot of people have like a box of tapes that it's rotting away. They're scared they're going to lose it and they don't know where to begin. They're like, oh, thanks for explaining it. Cool. It's listed as a tutorial. The other flip side that I get all the time is this should just be labeled as a commercial. This isn't a tutorial. Where's the tutorial part of the tutorial? Where's the tutorial? And it's like, I don't know how to tell them. I literally show you step by step how to do this. You plug it into the camcorder, you plug it into the computer, you launch the software, you press play, you press record, and you're done. And it's literally because it's so simple that they feel like it's not a tutorial, because the tutorial should be like, you need to dive into this setting and open up this and change this. But it's an Elgato thing. So it's incredibly simple and it just works really well. And people are, but it's the thing that I get though is oftentimes they'll even be on top of each other. Like my two most recent comments will be someone saying, oh my gosh, thank you for this. I can't wait to get started this weekend. Somebody else saying like, this video doesn't teach anything. It's just a sales pitch. And I'm like, it's the same video.
It's just interesting that like, I think that's the thing that no one prepares you for is like, it's not, it doesn't even really have anything to do with like positive or negative comments. It's almost like, you know, like one thing I had to realize was most of the comments, a majority of the comments that you would get on YouTube are from people you will never meet. They're not even probably in like the same, 100-mile radius of where you live. I think that trips people out because it's like, I don't know, on social media, I think you start geographically, right? It's like local.
At least in the old day, like
yeah,
in early social media, it was. Remember, even like MySpace would have like you could search for people like within 5 miles of where you lived. Oh yeah,
weird.
Yeah, because you would want to like find people to be friends with and go hang out with like in real life. It wasn't like it wasn't because it was everyone in your friend space were people you knew,
right?
And Dane Cook. Like, and that's
oh my god, great.
And now it's so different because I think now, especially if there's like later generations, they go into social media not expecting that, but it is a weird thing.
But so the other part to that is like with social media, because I think at this point, like every human being has a social media account or has had one at some point, and so you kind of get it. But like, I think a big difference between social media and YouTube is that like social media focuses on fresh content, right? It is actually very taboo and very weird for you to go to someone's Instagram feed and scroll back a few years that you accidentally like it and then they get the notification of like, oh shoot, I'm like stalking them or whatever. But like for my tutorial channel, oh my gosh, I still get like, I don't know, I think my real-time views is like 1,000 views in real time. I haven't uploaded a video on that channel in I don't know, 8 months. So like it's all back catalog. It's all stuff that's already on there that people watch and are commenting on. But it's like, I think there's so much focus on like the first 24 hours, the first week, or like how's that video performing? But there's so much more shelf life on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's
it's like someone will comment on this thing you made years ago that is like no longer part of what you're it's like there's some videos where it's like I'm plugging my online course, I'm plugging my YouTube coaching consulting sessions, the stuff I don't do anymore, and it's like I don't know, it's just interesting. You have something in your eye here.
Yeah, and then there's the other thing too where sometimes people will ask me a question or they'll say like, hey, or they'll comment on an older video like a Final Cut Pro workflow video. There's a delivery here. Not, I don't know if it's your Elgato prompter or what, but
oh my god, I would lose my mind if it was.
But they leave a comment on like the video saying, hey, do you have an updated version of this video? And a lot of times I'm like, I know this video is old, but like the process is still the same. Everything is still the same. And then I kind of think like, do I remake this video? I mean, it doesn't look the same as a new video looks.
Right. You could tell it's like your old school studio.
But the info is like exactly the same. And I always just kind of avoid like, if I needed an idea, yes, I could remake the thing. And sometimes, you know, like a studio tour every year or something is fun because things change. But when it's literally like my Final Cut Pro editing workflow hasn't changed, like in terms of like media management, footage management
too,
stuff has not changed.
People watch that one on my channel, like how I edit a vlog or whatever. And I was like, do you know I'm still in my apartment in that video? Like it was so 6 months into the whole thing. And my editing is the same, but it's, you know, I've gotten better at it. But...
So going back to like this unexpected thing to deal with, especially with comments, because we talk about good comments and negative comments, but just comments,
just
as we have a live chat with comments, input from other humans, more input than the human brain is probably ever
than the
evolved
average
or
person is anywhere. Yeah.
And dealing with that, and this past summer when I took my break and I like took a break from the channel for 2 weeks and went away from everything, and you checked everything. You were... Oh
my God, I forgot. That was so weird. Straight up, like, okay, so yeah, let me paint the picture, okay? Tom went offline, social
for the
media,
first time,
everything, YouTube, everything completely off for 2 weeks straight, which was you got itchy first couple days, like literally.
Eventually it was okay, but yeah, I got itchy. I was like, got any more of them analytics? Like...
So bad.
Yeah. And I was someone who thought I wasn't like that too. I was like, I don't have a problem. I'm not one of those people. No, I am. I was, yes.
Anyway, because this is our bread and butter, okay, we have to make sure that the channel is not
I couldn't just actually leave for 2 weeks and just hope for the best.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll check in once a day just to make sure that, you know, everything is still up.
Yeah.
And everything's okay. And just... I can't even tell you the experience of like, because obviously like this channel is 11,000. Most of the people, I would say active users on my channel is like 200, honestly. The amount of comments I get is very manageable. It's not, you know, I'm not like, oh my God, how am I going to check all these comments? Then on the other hand, you have 130,000 subscribers. All these, you know, your reach is much larger than that. Your you know, active viewers on your channel at any given moment is huge. And then to jump into that comment section, it was very like
your reaction.
I honestly didn't realize. I didn't realize that every day you get so many of these. And the thing with Tom's comments is like, you know, the like, you know, if it's just like nice video, thank you for this, it's like, okay, cool, awesome. If it's the super troll comments like this is stupid, those are easy to just whatever. But a lot of your comments are like, thank you so much for this video. You really helped me figure this out. But can you explain if you do this very specific thing between these two specific tools for my very specific use case over and over and over and over again? And it's just like, God, it's so hard. I can't imagine like for this person who has such a compulsivity to help and has the answer, but to have 100 people ask you that, like, how do you navigate?
Well, that's the hard thing is like if I know the answer, someone's asking the question, how do I not answer the question
and not feel bad? Yeah.
Right. And so, I was just used to this, and you were pointed out where you're like, this is not how my channel, this is not how it is. And it's not even
that. It's a lot. It's a lot of like, especially knowing how anxious you are just period as a human being, and then you open this and it's just like it really is as if you open the door and it's just New York City on the other side, and you close it, it's just quiet. It felt very loud.
Yeah. And
it's not a bad thing, it's just a huge
the reason I wanted to talk about this is because that was now 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah. And so I feel like I've been able to sort of evolve this thing. So that right there, we're not talking about good bad comments, we're just talking about the sheer magnitude of like input and feedback that you're getting. And so
Yeah.
Heather pointing this out made me think like, oh, it could be a huge source of stress. This is something that I need to deal with, and I need to get comfortable not necessarily replying to everything and whatever it might be, even if I have the answer for something. And so one of the ways that I decided to deal with that was that's where I built my message board for like Patreon and channel members. And I was like, okay, here's a very specific place that, yes,
on my terms.
It is paid. It's not totally free, but like, you know, that is going to narrow it down to people to a different type of person, because a thing that I was realizing was that a lot of those questions, while they were super nice, super polite, they were from people who were never going to watch another video again. They watch this one video, they have this one question, and then they will leave forever. Yes. Versus like everyone here in the chat versus the people who do show up
like,
on
it doesn't
every
matter if you're the one who answers the question, they just need the question answered.
And the thing with like the message board was it mattered that it was me. Like like that was a thing. And so that way if
I like that.
If people had a question or whatever, it was like, okay,
I want to know
the fact that you have
Tom
like
thought.
you've jumped through a hoop to get here,
right?
Like means that, okay, now I want to give it a little bit more attention. It's like you're not just someone who's
because you're burning a calorie every time you read one of these.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, it takes there are some where it can take 20 to 30 minutes to actually reply well. So it's like, you know, and of course I always think like, well, if I reply once in the YouTube comments, then people will see that question. That reply will always be there. No, I'll still get the same question 15 times. So that was kind of a way to start handling it. But then a thing that happened after I like went back to being online and started trying to pull back was I started missing the community connection to things. I started feeling too far removed and too disconnected. And so since then I've had to find this balance of, you know, reading comments, not replying to some, replying to others, and really sort of figuring out like a thing that I've done, which is the opposite of what we've talked about, is I turned on email notifications for replies to replies.
Right.
So
you can still contribute to like ongoing.
And I know YouTube now has a filter that does this, but I don't want to have to go through and see everything. It's if someone leaves a comment, I reply and they reply back. Historically, I've just always missed those because I have no way of finding them. And so now being notified on that, and it's actually made me feel better because I feel like I've been able to connect with like the right people in a more meaningful way, and I've been able to not worry about other stuff it's like I've been burning calories more efficiently, I guess is a way to put it.
You're spending time on the things you'd rather spend time on.
Yes, because it's like, it's not like I don't want to hear from people. It's not like I don't want to talk to people, but if everything is treated equally,
right,
there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
But if I'm setting aside certain times to dive in, and then I have a very focused way of like what to pay that attention to, it's actually been really helpful. And then it's helped me. I feel like it's helped me it's scratched my itch for that connection. And I feel like it's helped made the overall community stronger as well.
I think this happens to your channel. Well, we should peek into the comments, but like for my tutorial channel, since a lot of the videos are old and a lot of the content there was directed to people who are just getting started on YouTube. So I feel like it is a lot of people who are just new to YouTube in general. So it's like a lot of the times, I don't know, it's my 100th video, but that's their first YouTube comment like on my channel. So there's like their first introduction. A lot of the times the comments that you get, it's going to be on a random video you made, and then that's the first introduction that someone has to your whole thing, like to your whole channel, to who you are.
Right before this I was looking through some of Heather's comments on her channel, and there was one that the comment was just like ANAY, and then there was another comment from the same person, it was analytic, and another comment from the same person was like, can you describe analytics or something? And I could see that this is someone who's at the time was not used to leaving comments and clearly like hit enter too fast. And like, but that's because
it's like I feel like we are very savvy YouTube viewers in that like I always check when a video was uploaded, especially if it's a tutorial, because it's like, is this still relevant? But I could tell like someone commented this. I'm actually gonna.
A lot of people think because they're watching the video right now, the video was made right now.
Yes, exactly. And that's fine.
And
There's
if the
nothing
video
wrong
is
with
10
that.
minutes long, it took you 10 minutes to make it.
Okay, so this is on my YouTube channel set up full tutorial for beginners, which I can't, please don't watch this. It's so embarrassing because
This is literally how to create a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I walk you through the Google account, blah de da de da. This is August 2019. YouTube literally does not look like this anymore. There's been so many changes. But someone wrote me, I love your YouTube channel. I watch all your videos. There's lots of how-tos for YouTube out there, but yours is my favorite because you have such a great personality. And I can't believe that's the comment I get on that video because YouTube doesn't even look like that. Literally, that entire video is outdated. But, you can still have,
That is the kind of comment that is most common on your channel is, your personality. Other people couldn't explain it, but I understood the way you explained it. You're the best teacher. It's that thing where you just have, the natural connection with people and you can explain stuff and break it down and make things approachable. And that is, as I was going through your comments to just see if there's anything I wanted to bring up today, that was the thing I saw the most. That is, that and people also saying phone for mobile. Can you do this for mobile? Do this for phone.
You know why? You know what all those are coming from?
Huh.
Shorts.
Oh.
All
because
people
Heather will do a whole tutorial on how to do something in Final Cut Pro or whatever, and it's for phone, for mobile. It's that's not the conversation we're having.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's jump in. Ay. Where we are here. Someone found one of my old live streams about a topic that was difficult to describe and definitely not my best. And someone recently told me, just because I'm nice doesn't mean I can teach well.
Burn. Wow.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Yikes.
See, that's when all of us creators should just get in a room, a panel, and just read these.
Yeah. I remember
So
I'm having
awful.
a weird war flashback to when I was teaching. I had an evaluation one year that was it was literally the last period before Christmas break or something. And luckily it went pretty okay, but the evaluator was well, students seemed a little distracted. It's could this okay, probably not the best representation of what I'm capable of.
The students in your class.
Yeah, it was literally the last class before, I think it was Christmas break or something.
They're about to
why?
get off
And it's
on a
of course I'm only being
vacation.
evaluated because someone was oh God, I gotta do evaluation. Oh Jesus, they forgot. And it's yeah, of course it's gonna look honestly still a pretty good class, but probably not the best version of what I could put
when
forward.
he is misunderstood.
I hate being misunderstood. Oy.
It's so funny. Vault the robot. Greetings,
Hello.
humans. Tape trick. Let's see. I remember watching the tape conversion video strictly for entertainment.
Well, that video is so funny too because the beginning of it
Is fun.
Well,
it
was
had a whole thing.
Peter McKinnon was having an Edgar Wright challenge, which Edgar Wright's a filmmaker who is very famous for these quick montages. So say someone's getting ready for something, it's a lot of grabbing things, doing this, and so it was make videos that have a montage like this and send them in. I was oh, I'm gonna do that. So the whole beginning is me grabbing cables, doing this, throwing a tape into a VCR. It's fun.
You burned calories.
But it is unrelated, and the fact that that's my third most popular video is yeah.
I sometimes get snarky comments on my most popular video, even saying maybe edit out the ums or this is way too long for people with ADHD. And I want to say well over 100K people disagree.
Right. I get so many comments about stop talking with your hands.
Oh God, that one pisses me.
I get that all the
off,
time.
Let me tell you.
Somebody was here's what you need to do.
That one I can't deal with.
One of them was Tom, can you just do something for me? Just take your hands, sit them under your butt, and just keep them there. And I was just wow.
It's so just
to the shadow realm with you.
It's just I can't deal with that one. Also, I have a couple of ADHD videos on this channel, and I think there's 2 that are over an hour long, and I've never gotten that comment, so that's obviously not true, and I know you know that, but
right.
Yeah, cool. Watch something else then. Just go. Anyway. Can you just answer comments with shorts now? I've never tried this.
I haven't tried it, but I kind of wanted to, but I don't know if it's gonna I don't know how it works. If it's gonna like notify subscribers or like show up in my analytics
See,
or whatever.
this is why with big established channels, they're afraid to take risks because you don't want to break anything.
Well, it's like I would love to reply with like a video reply to a comment, but I don't want that. I don't want then everyone to go like, Tom Buck posted new reply to like what microphone pop filter are you using or whatever.
Reporter store.
And I don't want everyone to get notified there. And I also then when you upload a short, it automatically shows up as like your most recent upload in dashboard.
Yeah,
and it's
and
like
then
I don't want that to take
it
over.
messes everything up. Hey,
Yeah.
Marcus. Let's see. Trolls are so much fun. I don't feed them on purpose if I can help it. Oh,
see with
Tom.
the short. There we go. Yes,
Oh.
that is my answer to that.
Let's see. I didn't know you can respond to comments with shorts. That's cool.
The option seems to come and go for me, but yeah.
In the pause, Rudy here. Our channel is Catholic based. We weren't prepared for the horrible comments of anti-religion haters.
Oh.
We just wanted to make an inspiring show. Oh no.
Yeah, it's like you're just doing like if you don't like it, just go over here.
How terrible. That sucks. I hope you can, I don't know, blocked words.
It's so hard.
I know.
So
Dude, I don't even know what words you would block.
yeah, if you saw my
sucks.
blocked words list, it would be
Oh my god.
insane.
Yeah, you need to like palate cleanse after that.
Yeah, you can't.
This video is made right now. You know what happens when you ask people to not watch something?
What is the yeah, that's true. There's the one channel, Epic Light Media, they're in like the filmmaking world, and their whole thing is like, do not subscribe, don't subscribe to this. And like of course their channel just keeps blowing up.
Well, that's like those channels that have no videos, and then it's like they have so many subscribers. It's
I mean,
bizarre.
theirs are really good, but it's funny like they're
Oh, this. Yeah. Conversely, I'm not a fan of the videos that just change the title and add the year to it as if suddenly it is a new video, but only the date and the title changed.
right.
That is big in the information space.
Right.
You know, how to do a thumbnail.
No, I like knowing
2023, 2024.
I mean, if you're making like I do studio tours, like 2023 studio tour.
No, but it'll be the same video and then you just
yeah,
update
so
the
uploaded
title.
2018, but the thumbnail says 2023 or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
No. This is never
What I
good.
absolutely can't hear anymore. Make sure to watch until the end.
Oh yeah. No, like
You know,
give me a reason to watch it.
Well, I saw this. This is where I actually saw it. Where it actually, I was like, "Dang, that's actually smart." It was This was around the time that Tom and I were about to get Finley, a puppy, right? And I was watching all these like training your puppy videos, and I can't remember what this video was about, but it was a trainer who was explaining something. And she had a paper bag on the counter right next to her. And as she was explaining, like, okay, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to, I don't know, do this trick with your dog or whatever. And there was just this paper bag. And it was so big. Like, it took up a lot of the frame. And she was like, by the way, if you watch the end, I'll tell you what's in this bag. All right, let's get started. Da-da-da. And I was like, oh, my God, I want to know what's in the bag. I was like, it worked. I was like, brilliant. I never forgot about that.
That's really funny.
But yeah, if it's just like, make sure to watch the end. Like,
Peter Gregg, is it live or is it Memorex?
What's Memorex?
They're a cassette tape company.
Oh, Rudy again. I wasn't prepared for how obvious my weight changes were on screen. Over the course of 3 years, my weight has yo-yoed.
Oh, well then when you have a
So
channel that's
mine.
not about physical appearance, but you do it for a long time, your physical appearance will change. And
My hair is purple. It didn't start out that way.
mine has a lot more gray in it than it did.
And you, when we first started dating, you had like a beard,
Oh yeah, for
like
a while.
a full beard. Some of your old videos would come like, dang, look at
Yeah,
you.
it was because we had just started dating,
And
and
I
you
was like-
liked the beard, and so I didn't want to shave because you said you liked it. It was so uncomfortable.
I know every day you were like.
I had dreams of shaving.
Somehow I find it interesting when YouTube pushes your video to more people, these trolls are rolling in.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys already talk about the new pause feature for comments? I only joined 30 minutes.
Oh
in.
no, I don't even know what that is.
Pause feature for
Tell me what that
comments.
is.
What is that, Reagan?
YouTube's doing all kinds of new thingies.
Hey, Sammy. Good to
Sammy.
see you. Mike, I hate the phrase, no one is talking about it. I always happen to hear that phrase after watching 5 videos talking
Yeah.
about the same thing.
Yeah. Here's what no one wants to say. No, but we're all saying it. Or like, no, the big thing I see whenever I read Reddit, like to go to bed or whatever, is like, what's an unpopular opinion you have? And it's just the most popular opinions. Like, I don't know. I kind of think like I can't even think of like an example, but it's just something like I can't, what's the female comedian that people don't like anymore? She was like raunchy. Amy Schumer. That's what it is. It'd be like, I don't think Amy Schumer's that funny. And then it's like on Reddit, that's like one of the most popular sentiments you could have. It's like, I don't know. I think that like this political opinion that is very popular on this website. And it's like, that's not an unpopular opinion.
The more people you watch, the greater the chance there are some not so nice ones among them. Yeah.
It's true.
And yeah, that's why.
Hey, Sumit got the PodMic USB. That's when we did our long 25 mic.
Oh, this is the PodMic USB.
Yeah. It is a really cool mic.
Have you guys seen that video? It's so fun.
I get comments on that one like every day, and that's a really fun one to get comments on.
Oh, that was such a fun video to make. My hair definitely changed since starting on YouTube.
This was black. This part, so if I did have a beard now, I'd have the gray streaks in it.
Well, I mean, like, talk about weight, man. I think I started and then have gained 20 pounds since I first started, and then like also lost 20 pounds like in the past 6 years. So thankfully I haven't had any comments. I'd like to keep it that way. But yeah, I did notice that when Tom and I got together, I stopped getting comments on my appearance. It used to be very frequent.
I mean, a lot of the ones I saw are like, actually I took a photo of one. I took a literal screenshot because it is a picture of Heather's phone screen. You are such an attractive woman, and I mean that with regard to your personality, charm, enthusiasm, intelligence, as much as your physical beauty.
I don't know what
That's from 3 weeks ago.
I don't know.
That was how to do like a glowing YouTube subscribe effect or something. It's not about like.
I feel weird about it. Thanks. I don't know. It's just I feel
Yeah,
weird.
I mean, yeah, I know. Reagan said they're testing some channels with the feature to pause comments on old videos. Interesting.
Oh,
Interesting.
really?
Oh boy, Top of the Morning has 7 microphones now.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, but chocolate ice cream is the best. That is just false.
It depends. I'm a swirl guy. Honestly, when I go to the soft serve, I get the swirl. But there was we're talking about the soft serve we get at the hockey arena that I get every time.
We're not. He is
Mr.
though.
Softy. I would love to be sponsored if you want to reach out.
Oh my god. You should reach out to them.
Yeah, I will.
Something totally unrelated.
Yeah.
That is like such a good idea. Like
this
all your
podcast
shirts...
tutorial is sponsored by Mr. Okay. The best soft serve. I'm not even.
Yeah,
like
you
a soft serve
East
guy.
Coast
Now
people. Like, don't you have this? Is this like a brick and mortar place you
I
can
get
go
the
to?
swirl normally.
I
But
think it's
one
East
game
Coast.
last year, the vanilla was broken. Or they were out of vanilla, so it was only chocolate. And I was like, okay. And I was like, this isn't doing it for me. And then at the end of the season, I thought it would because I'm a chocolate guy. At the end of the season, our final, like the playoff series was against the Hershey Bears, the team from Hershey, Pennsylvania. And so our arena outlawed chocolate.
Yes.
They took it out of all of the stores.
Like, no chocolate.
What they
in
did
the
was if you
building.
brought chocolate bars in, they would like donate money to a food. They turned it into a charity
Yeah.
thing or something. But the soft serve place took out the chocolate option. You can only get vanilla, which was so sad because for the last games we went to for the season, I couldn't get my swirl.
He could not get his
But
chocolate.
I to my surprise, much preferred just the vanilla to just the chocolate.
Really?
I was like okay with just the vanilla. The swirl is absolutely where it's at. But I was surprised.
I want the
I would have
video
thought
on
chocolate.
this.
Yeah, sorry. This is my new it's hot takes on soft
I
serve.
am all vanilla all the time. See, I'm a cookies and cream. I need my Oreo.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick between chocolate and vanilla all the way. 1000%. I'm a purist, man. Will our YouTube videos be our history in the future as viewers watch us slowly change before their eyes?
I mean, it's an interesting thing.
Well, see, this is the time machine thing again because I watched a video. It was like, oh man, it's like one of the videos where I was so bummed out and sad and almost quit and like threw my hands up at this whole thing because I had just gotten off the phone with my mom, and she was just yelling at me like, quit this stupid YouTube thing. What are you doing? Go get a job, blah, blah, blah. It was just non-freaking stop with her nagging. And I just was like, I can't. It's just so hard because I'm already doubting myself. And she's coming over here and just like, ugh. And so I took my camera, walked to the ocean, and I was just emo. And I was just like, I don't know if I should do this anymore. It's just funny because I still had blonde hair. I had blonde hair. I didn't know who like Heather Just Create was. Like, I didn't know anything. And like, if I had quit then, this would not exist. Like, and it's like crazy watching that because I feel like it is like a time.
Yeah,
it's like a message that I needed to see.
The YouTube time machine thing is very interesting.
It's like weird. It's so weird. I don't know, because like watching it now makes me feel very grateful, you know. And it's like if I can think back to the moment that this is where I would end up, hell, I wouldn't have had a doubt in my mind. Are you kidding? And like I know, who was I? I think it's PewDiePie. Like a lot of PewDiePie's vlogs now that he has a kid. A lot of the comments are like, it's going to be so crazy because his kid can watch like all the places that his parents took him and how happy they were and all that.
I mean, it's
like,
nicely edited and curated home movies.
Yeah. Like there's I don't know. I think it's like, I just finished for probably the 5th time, the S-Town podcast, which is like the best podcast ever. If you have not heard it, do yourself a favor and please go listen to it.
7 episodes, that's all it is.
It's so freaking good. But it's just like, I like the idea that I do have my mark out there somewhere. And if someone wanted to find it and go through it, there it is. And it's as real as I can make it. And, I'm happy with how I've tried and how there's a documentation of it. I don't know.
Yeah. That's something people don't consider when starting channels.
One of my favorite videos, USB pod mic, in a while, next to the live stream of YouTube doing the blind mic live video, chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream with peanut butter hard shell tarts. Like, wow, that's an order.
Great.
Chocolate chip cookie dough. Yeah. Have we had that?
Chocolate chip. I have had it. It's good, but we don't. I mean, like, we really don't get ice cream that much, which is why like the soft serve obsession was just like, where did this come from?
Core Bros frozen custard on the boardwalk at the shore.
Okay.
That sounds amazing.
Mr. Camera Junkie said Dairy Queen. We have Dairy Queen here too, and Dairy Queen's good. It's not even close though to Mr. Softy. Like,
Dairy
it's not
Queen's
even
good. And you just pause.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, let's put it this way. We drive by one regularly, and every time we drive by it, I go like, maybe I should stop by the Dairy Queen. And I would like to, but I don't. If that were the Mr. Softy stand, I would have diabetes because I would go every time. I wouldn't be able to not go.
I mean, like, sometimes he wants to get it twice in a game.
That will happen soon, yes.
No, because then you'll never go back. You'll always get twice in a game, and that's not
true.
good.
That's very true, yeah.
No.
It got, okay, I don't know if we talked about this here or not, but it was to the point where when last hockey season ended and this season began, there's like a 4-month break in between them. When I went back for the first time this season, it was the same workers at the little ice cream cart.
They remembered him.
And they were mad because I got it in a cone instead of a cup, and they were like, "You're changing up your order. You can't." I was like, "It's been months."
The unseen side of YouTube is the burnout it can bring.
Yes, something I wanted to, which I guess we don't really have time to talk about today, but I wanted to kind of get into the personality types, the Enneagram thing, because something I've.
Kat, you should join it. You should like hop on for that one.
It's something I've really learned lately.
Core fears, core values, how that plays a part as a creator on YouTube. Yeah, we can do that next time.
Yeah.
Foster Freeze. See, Foster Freeze.
They used to have this here, but they disappeared.
There was one right next to my work. The DQ down the street moving was the best thing. Dude, for me, it was Cold Stone.
Nothing
Oreo
like
overload.
Sorry, nothing like a DQ chocolate dip cone with a stale ice cream cone, of course.
My ears just burnt out.
Now I kind of want to go to Dairy Queen. I've also been craving Reese's. The thing I didn't know there was a game on Halloween, and I didn't know that they didn't tell me because they know I don't ever change my order. They didn't tell me that there was a special that was swirl ice cream, Halloween sprinkles with Reese's in it and like or something.
There's
peanut
like
butter,
two Reese's like in like Mickey ears in it.
It was something else. Was Reese's? Reese's are my favorite candy, and I didn't know that was there, and I missed it. And it would.
And he's been craving Reese's ever since.
I'm just gonna bring Reese's to the next hockey game and then
You're
put them in my
dipping
ice cream.
Bye,
Okay.
Kane.
All right. What I was going to say though was I like the personality thing because I'm realizing that
What are you realizing, Tom?
so much, and it sounds obvious, and it's something we've talked about, but really, like your approach to YouTube, so much of it is navigating what works for you specifically based on your personality type. And I think it can be very common to feel like we need to change our personality types to fit a different workflow. You're supposed to do things this way. This person I admire does it that way, whatever.
Best practices, yeah.
Best practices. And so we feel like, oh, we should be doing that. When in reality, so much of it really is like you have you don't necessarily need to change anything about yourself. You just need to find the things that work for you. And that's something I've really been learning very recently, more so than ever. And I think it would be a fun thing to talk about.
Let's do that next time.
That's something that is very unseen because you can watch any YouTube coach and it's all, here's the best practices. Do this. If you're not doing this, you're not doing your channel right or whatever.
And then the thing is, like, I feel like that's where a lot of burnout comes from because it's like you're doing, you already feel like you're doing something wrong because you're not doing it the way that you're supposed to. What?
I was just reading Mike's.
Cold Stone is the best, except when the cashier tells you your order is nasty. Reese's are my favorite too.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme's over 24 hours is a problem for me.
My son's Halloween bag with my coffee crisp. Oh.
What's a coffee crisp?
Someone gave us coffee crisps. It's Canadian. That's how did I get a did you bring coffee crisps or do we talk somehow coffee crisps are a thing. We were watching the commercials with
Ouch!
Sorry.
Dude, bro.
I didn't realize how strong I am. I'm sorry.
I know hockey goalie over here. Jeez.
I just felt like I just tapped you.
With the blocker and everything. I always get Dairy Queen Blizzard with Reese's cups and cookie dough. My wife hates being next to me when I order this.
Why? From like
So
embarrassment
you
or
can just...
intestinal distress?
I really want ice cream.
Me too. We should go to Dairy Queen.
No, I want ice cream. Like not soft serve.
We could go to Better Ice Cream.
Yes.
Our town has a restaurant or a store called Better Ice Cream.
Did she just say what's a coffee crisp? I don't know what I thought it's a crisp you put in a coffee.
I mean, it's not that. Yeah, see, Kat, the ad with the old ladies. Yes.
Yes. That's where it was from.
Yeah.
Okay. Constance, hi.
Hey.
Just got here. It's almost over. Saying hi, sending love. Anything new planned for the mighty community? Well, we just went live today.
Kind of need to blow the dust off over there.
Yeah. Let's shake it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Mighty has all these new features now we can tinker with.
We've been thinking about it. So, yes, but we don't know what they are yet. The best practice trainer stuff is so true. When I watched these videos, I always felt bad like doing it wrong. It's thanks to you guys I kept the YouTube fire going and hit 500 subs recently.
Congrats.
Yay! Awesome. Okay, banana and dessert. No,
but no, like chocolate bananas, chocolate covered banana. Oh yeah, no yeah.
Mm-mm.
The stream needs a warning. Talking about it turned into ice cream.
I know,
ice cream stream.
Now it's Friday, dude.
It is Friday.
It's ice cream day, you know.
Ice cream.
All right. So next week, what are we talking about? What are we calling it?
Well, I like the idea of the personality thing, and maybe it would be a good way to tailor this discussion into a future one, unless somebody else has like a topic they're dying to go with. But I feel like that's a cool thing, tailoring your YouTube journey to your personality, and we can go into the personality types and like you and I both do YouTube, and we know we approach it differently, but some of this kind of explains why. And when you understand,
I mean, we literally had this thought yesterday. It was like we have the same values.
Yes,
we have very different approaches.
And when you understand that it's not about being right or wrong, it's just about like you need different things than I need when it comes to work or YouTube or anything really, but like
just as a person.
Yeah, but I mean, so we can just narrow that down to YouTube. You know, there are certain things about my approach that would not work for you, certain things about yours that won't work for mine. It doesn't mean either of us doing it wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
figuring that
it's
out.
like we just figured that out recently.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what's the title? I'm gonna just write this down right now.
Your YouTube personality.
This is how it works. Okay, if you want to know how we come up with these things, it's just like this. Like, oh, that kind of sounds, but we need to make it a YouTube title. So, changing your personality for YouTube.
There you go.
Ooh, changing your.
And it can be the emoji with the guy and like the mustache and the.
Personality.
Next week, pies.
Wait, changing your personality for YouTube.
Enjoy your coffee crisp, Ash. And Mr. Camera Junkie said there's a place in Hollywood, Florida called Jackson's Ice Cream Shop. You can order the kitchen sink. Super cool.
Wow. So we got to make a Florida trip.
Yeah. Oh, here, look. Tech Troublemaker. Which personality test should we take so we are ready?
Oh, you know what? Let's do this.
These were the Enneagram ones?
Kat, help us out. What's the most, what's the free, legit one? Which one would you recommend?
The 9 and of course, as with all personality tests, it's like, take it with a grain of salt, but
I'm honestly like not into the personality test. Personalities in general, I really like hesitate. But if you use it, if you like go into it thinking like this is just informative, you can pick the things that resonate with you. Because when I actually took this test, I'm a blend of like two of them.
So and it's almost like talking about generations. If you're like, oh, someone's a boomer or Gen X or millennial or Zoomer or whatever, it's, sure, like you have an idea of like, okay, millennials, because or anyone of any generation, because you grew up and formed in this time period, you might have similar experiences and then some similar traits, but it doesn't mean you have to have all these qualities because you're of a generation. Personality test, kind of the same thing. Like, hey, here's some general guidelines. May or may not totally fit.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, these work. Thank you, Kat, for helping out. These work really well.
Okay, so here's the one that Kat's talking about. If you want to do it. This one, I think. Get personality, take a test. Let's see. Acting against your own personality tendency is like swimming against a current. Sure, you might get across the lake, but you'll be exhausted.
100%.
Yes, that's where the burnout comes from. That's why just like. Also, if I think it's like, I'm talking to myself as I do this because I feel like I am a naysayer of these like personality tests, but I know for a fact if I taken this test like before I started YouTube versus now, like it changes. I think priorities change, values change, all that. So
I know we're wrapping up, but Mike said, I agree, Tom. I always get flooded with comments who critique my style or my method, but my thing is my style in my method or what sets me apart. I'm not trying to be the same as everybody else. Yeah. That's it's not to be your whole personality, but it's a cool thing. It's a cool guideline that sort of helped because we were talking about it with Kat earlier this year, and then it was like you were recommended it by a professional.
Yeah, my therapist told me to freaking take a personality test, and it was actually really helpful because it was like, oh, this is why I feel uncomfortable in these situations because these are like my core fears, you know, or this is why I feel alive in these situations because these are my core strengths. Like that's like my element, and if you can like, I don't know, cater your workflow, your studio, your whole thing, creative place to be exactly for what you need, and where it doesn't feel like you're swimming against the current, but you're like swimming with it, then
because for me it was less about feeling like, oh, I need to change this about myself because it was more like, this is just,
I know you have really struggled with feeling like you're doing it wrong. Yeah.
And I feel like I feel a lot better about that now because
because now you're just like, I'm doing it my way.
Well, understanding that like
it's not about right or wrong.
There is no right or wrong. It's just flavors of like ice cream.
Yeah. Well, I think there's ways of YouTube that are like glamorous.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, that'd be really like it's like the coffee B-roll in 2018. Everyone was doing it, and I was like, do I now need to like figure out f-stop? I don't want to though.
Coffee B-roll.
I'm covering an event, so won't be able to make it next week, but about personality types, don't know. I'm much goofier than in my live streams. Enneagrams make some people's whole persona.
Right. Some people are like, well, as a Sagittarius, I disagree. Like, no.
I feel alive when I'm alive. Used properly, the Enneagram helps you get out of the box you're in.
There we
go.
Used properly.
See, someone can help. It'd be great for Kat to be there because then you can show us how to make the most of this.
At least chip in the chat.
Yeah, chip in the chat. Chip in the chat. All right, guys.
Alrighty.
Are we getting ice cream?
I kind of want to go get ice
cream.
Okay. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you have a safe, happy, healthy, fun rest of your week and an enjoyable weekend. And it's time to clear the table, so we will see you next time.
So I'm trying to find the outro.
I know. I was trying to delay till I saw your thing.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Happy weekend, everyone. Bye.